All right. Mic is on, camera's on, streaming, looking to go. We're going to be talking about a globalist refund this evening. Globalist refund. Well, I got my book. Where's my Constitution? Right. And then we've got the Oklahoma Constitution. All right. One little bit. We'll get a couple more folks in here. All right. The wife just told me that the sound wasn't on. Thank you, Katie. Love you. Oh, that's frustrating. All right. Hey, starting over. 918-845-955-55. 918-845-9555. This book right here, like I was saying, is the globalist plan to redistribute things. They wrote a book about how they're going to use their economy against us, use our economy against us. The first time that I said it was brilliant. This time, it's going to be different. There is a book explaining how globalists intend to undermine the United States by doing things. I'll just leave it like this. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms that censor, so I'm not going to be speaking specifically. In short, the idea is called a globalist refund. I believe that Americans, specifically Oklahomans, because I'm running for Oklahoman State Senate District number 2, you can find me at that number. You can donate at this website. I believe we need to take back our property, take back our land. I don't like foreign companies, foreign state nationals, or anybody owning the land underneath our feet. I believe that soldiers have fought, bled, and died and killed for this land. I don't think that we should let foreigners own it. So, in short, the idea is if you as an Oklahoman, this is what I would propose, you as an Oklahoman, and again, I know other people are watching from around the country. I'm running for office in Oklahoma. I'm here to support and advance ideas for State Senate District number 2 in Oklahoma. So I'm going to be speaking to folks that can vote on August 23rd. The idea is for Oklahomans to find out if a piece of property is owned by a foreign company, a foreign state national, anybody who ain't American. If anybody who is not an American citizen owns property in Oklahoma, I want you, the Oklahoma people, to be able to identify that and get a finder's fee. And then Oklahoma will seize that property because I believe it's a form of economic warfare. Specifically, China, two colonels wrote a book back in the 1990s called this. Again, I'm on platforms that censor, so I'm not going to say the words. But this book right here explains how the Chinese government is going to undermine the United States, not with its military, but through economic coordination. This book is how they explain it. So whenever a foreign country, foreign state national, foreign business owns Oklahoma dirt, I believe it's an act of war. And I believe that they told us it was an act of war 25 years ago. We should treat it as such. In short, we see that as a declaration of war. We use eminent domain and we seize the property of any foreign-controlled, foreign-owned asset of Oklahoma soil here. Then you sell it to an American, you put it back on the market, people buy it, and then the proceeds of that property sale go to the people of that county. So if there's a bunch of people in Rogers County that got a bunch of foreign-owned land, they sell that to whoever that's an American, whatever business, free market capitalism, and then the proceeds of that goes to that county. County commissioners can use that for construction projects, improvement projects. I'm not interested how people want to make those decisions. I'm open to negotiation on that. What I'm not open to negotiation on is foreign countries, foreign business, foreign citizens owning American soil. I don't like that. This is the article that I'm talking about. This is from the UK Daily Mail. This article, 15 key states where Chinese citizens are buying $6 billion of property after being banned by other countries for pushing up housing prices, as Ron DeSantis calls it, a huge problem. This is something, of course, that I've been campaigning on for several months now. I just call it the globalist refund, and it seems to be picking up steam, and that's fine. We'll talk about it more. This is a graphic of those states, and you will find that Oklahoma is one of those states. 5% of Oklahoma soil is owned by not Oklahoma, specifically foreigners from China. People from China own 5% of Oklahoma property. That's what it looks like. You can total it up over 300,000 plus acres. Now, here's the different countries that are spending money in America. You have China at over $6 billion, Canada, India, Mexico, Brazil, and Colombia. So you got a bunch of foreign countries people, businesses in foreign countries starting to buy up Oklahoma soil, American soil. I want to seize it. I believe it's economic subversion. But if you think about the other aspect of this, whenever foreign money comes in and competes with domestic money, that's going to drive up the prices. If you have tried to purchase a home in Oklahoma, the housing prices are gone up. Now, if you're trying to sell, that's good for you. But if you're trying to buy, that's bad for you. The other part of that is because market prices have gone up, property taxes have gone up. So without any new improvements to our area, you have foreign money driving up prices, driving up your property taxes. You are paying more because foreign dollars or foreign money is buying up American soil, American assets. I think that's wrong. There is a pull quote from that article that I just showed you. This one right here. These are the foreign buyers. This is the map, right? The top 15 states range in location. However, many are located in South and warmer states such as Oklahoma, Arizona, Hawaii, North and South Carolina, among others. Keyes also said, the author said, that Chinese buyers are also sweeping up U.S. property, quote, to avoid taxes and to avoid scrutiny. There are some legal loopholes that these foreign dollars, this foreign money can take advantage of to escape and avoid taxation, not only in their homes, but taxation here. Foreign markets often impose a foreign real estate buyer tax to deter foreign buyers and to stabilize housing prices in the market, the University of Pennsylvania Business Journal reported. The key concept here is that you have people who aren't from here buying up stuff that is from here. And I don't like it. I think it's wrong. Also, the Oklahoma Constitution, actually, we'll go there later. I want to say that, so put a pin in that. Most of these foreign dollars are buying up residential homes. Things that you and I live in. This single individual family homes. This comes at a time when the adjustable rate mortgage, the amount of adjustable rate mortgages are at a 14-year high. Now, I had someone who was a realtor not understand the point that I was making about ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages, the other day. An adjustable rate mortgage is a ballooned contract such that if you don't pay off the time in the fixed, it will balloon up. And a lot of times that balloon doesn't have a cap, even though they say they do on the contract. If inflation is high, if interest rates are high, your adjustable rate mortgage can really, really be destructive. And this is where, during the 2007-2008 financial housing bubble crisis, a lot of Americans lost their homes because they were in ARMs, they were in adjustable rate mortgages. And whenever inflation got so high and interest rates got high, people weren't not able to pay the mortgage. We see the same effect right now. Inflation is at record highs. The Fed has raised the interest rate 4 times this year. They're looking to do it a 5th time. We're going to get into how that's linked to the Oklahoma land ownership of foreign businesses. But just take the fact that if more people have adjustable rate mortgages that can balloon if something pops, they have more ARMs right now, more adjustable rate mortgages now than they did during the housing bubble. We are sitting on a powder keg. And it's being stoked and fueled by foreign ownership of domestic soil, domestic assets, and residential homes here. To cap it, Democrats in Washington are pushing the Inflation Reduction Act, which is nothing more than another graft, greed, corruption, and otherwise scheme of subterfuge that's just going to increase prices. It's more government spending. This is doubling down on stupid. The answer to inflation is not more government spending. That seems to be the way of Washington. So how does this set up for Oklahoma? As a state senator, what I would work for is legislation whereby Oklahoma, I would very highly encourage Governor Stitt to recognize the economic subversion of China. I think it's a politically palatable idea. It's an economic war. You use eminent domain to seize these foreign assets. You have Article 22, Section 1 of the Oklahoma Constitution suggests and says that foreign ownership can't own land. So why are we letting it do it? It's already a constitutional section in our Constitution, and yet it's happening. It's going on to the tunes of millions, potentially billions of dollars. So I think the precedent is there. I think the Oklahoma Constitution certainly suggests support for that. Also, the Chinese are using economic subversion to go against this. You have high inflation. You've got high adjustable rate mortgage ownership. Percentages of ARMs or percentage of mortgages are ARMs. And as a result, you've got a tinder keg, a powder keg. And just one small spark is going to set the whole thing off. Now, what I want to do is I want to point out that there has been legislation in the Oklahoma State Senate that currently people are sitting on. Last year, there was a bill proposed that banned the foreign businesses buying Oklahoma land. If you live in Oklahoma, you know that there's a bunch of Chinese people, bunch of Chinese businesses buying up Oklahoma dirt, running marijuana grow operations, taking the water from agriculture, ranchers, driving up property value, increasing the amount of armed guards, cartel activity, human trafficking, not only drug smuggling. Oklahoma's a lawless state because of State Question 788 that legalized medical marijuana but had holes in it that are now being exploited by foreign money. This is a massive issue. And you have state senators right now sitting on this bill, not advancing this bill because, for whatever reason, I'm not going to speak to their motives. Now, I want to explain kind of where I came from this because I think it's important that you understand the mindset. The government's not going to solve problems that exist. What we need to do is advance a America First mindset. We, the people, have to be patriots to take back our country. Again, get ready. We're going to do calls right here. 918-845-9555. Go ahead and get that ready. William Wilberforce was a British politician in the 19th century. He got rid of slavery. What he did was he used privateers, buccaneers, pirates. He legalized privateers against slave ships, against any ship, merchant ships, anybody that did not fly the British flag. And over a very quick amount of time, the privateers, the ambitions of the private British citizens, the pirates, disincentivized, removed the profitability of transporting slaves via ship. And so whenever William Wilberforce flanked that idea, took away the economic incentive, what was propped up as slavery and was a horrible human rights violation was overnight overwhelmed because there was no market incentive for it. I think the same should be done today. Right now you have communists, you have people who aren't from here, straw purchasing all sorts of licenses, and they flood the system. And then the Oklahoma state law, the state statute, state question, says that every so often they have to be in compliance. Well, if a communist buys Oklahoma dirt and then at the same time they straw purchase 2,000 marijuana operation licenses, they can just rotate from one to the next. We don't have the bureaucracy to address this issue. Meanwhile, they're taking the water, they're increasing the property, the property values, increasing the property taxes, outsourcing or distributing drugs illegally, all sorts of bad stuff going on. This is a major issue in Oklahoma. And if you recognize what one of the solutions are, it's not to grow government, to tax you more, to give bureaucrats jobs so they can try to play whack-a-mole, trying to figure out how to hunt down all these communists subverting our rule of law. What we need to do is empower the people. You figure out through public records who's tied to a foreign money. And whenever you recognize that, you file that at the government, they validate it, they seize the property, you get a finder's fee because that property is attached to foreign money. And then Oklahoma seizes that land, seizes that asset, and then sells it. Proceeds go to the county that the ownership was in, the property was in. That way the money stays local right there where they're being exploited. So if my county, Rogers County, is being exploited by China grow operations, and it is. I've got one right down the road, by the way. You've got China owned or China invested grow operations. I think the money should stay here. Oklahoma sees it, put it on the market. Whatever American business or whatever American person wants to buy it can. Proceeds goes to the county. Money stays where the violation was, where the violation happened. That's just my idea. I think that's me putting it out there. You have an attitudinal barrier in the state Senate. You have got the composition of the state senators now don't want to push this. You can clearly vote for Jarrin Jackson on August 23rd. I will very much support Senator Hamilton on that bill. We'll push that. I want to go one step further. I want you to get paid. I want the communists to get punished. And I want we, the people, I want America to be made first. 918-845-9555. I'm going to go to this. I had one missed call, but I was talking about stuff. Let me call back. Now, again, I have no idea what's saying. So if you got kids and you don't want them to hear cursing or death threats or crazy people cursing, you never know who's going to call. So here we go. See if they pick up. If you want to call, text in 918-845-9555. Links right there. Or the call's right there. Okay, I don't have anybody. The Oklahoma Constitution, where are we at? Oklahoma Constitution 22, Section 22, verse 1, or verse 1. You can tell I read the Bible, amen. Section 22, Article 22, Section 1, it talks about alien ownership and land prohibited, disposal of lands required. It says, no alien or person who is not a citizen of the United States shall acquire title to or own land in this state. I want to give preference to Oklahomans. If you're calling from out of state, I see you calling. I know who you are. God bless you. Amen. Want to give preference and priority to the people that are going to be able to vote. Whereby all persons not citizens of the United States and their heirs who may thereafter acquire real estate in this state may devise descent or otherwise shall dispose of the same within 5 years upon condition of escheat or forfeit of the state to the state. So the Oklahoma Constitution gives them 5 years to dispose of the land if they're foreigners and they own it. Yeah, I wanna quicken that. I think that we are in a state of economic war against these people that are using these two ideas. Now, again, I've had some people say that this is bombastic or sensational. When your enemies tell you who they are and what they think and what they're going to do, believe them. If they write a book and they say, here's exactly what we're going to do, I believe I've learned enough overseas to know that whenever my enemy says he's going to do something against me, I take him at his word. Anyway, that's the idea. It's real, in short, globalist refund. If foreigners own any land or any asset here in Oklahoma, I want to seize it. under the auspice that we are in an economic war. We have record number of adjustable rate mortgages. Those adjustable rate mortgages are a big powder keg. You add inflation, you add the fact that the federal government is going to just spend way more money. You have a crisis right around the corner. You've got many Oklahomans here in District 2 that own adjustable rate mortgages. The interest rate's going to skyrocket. Inflation's already skyrocketing. And now that you're competing with foreign ownership, driving up property rates, driving up property values, driving up taxes, you're making it more difficult for Oklahomans to just live their life and be left alone. And I think one very easy idea is to confiscate the property under the auspice of economic warfare, economic subversion, sell that to whatever American business that wants to buy it, and then the proceeds stay in that county. So all these grow operations that you have right here in Rogers County and up in the little sliver up there in Tulsa County up by northern Owasso into Collinsville, you sell, you identify the foreign-owned grow operation, which most of these are out in the rural areas too, by the way. You identify these, the state seizes them, they sell the property, and the proceeds stay right there. You don't go to a bureaucracy. You don't need to pay some pencil pusher with your taxes. You don't need to jack up the cost to you to grow the size of government. Just use the natural ambitions of the American people, the Oklahoman people, the patriots, in order to reclaim their soil away from these communists. Anyway, today is Friday. Tomorrow evening we will be back again, Lord willing. So that will be July 30. That will be at 7 o'clock p.m. We're going to do this every day except for Sundays. We're going to worship Jesus on Sunday, amen. Or you worship him every day, but that's what I'm going to do. With that, you can vote for me. My name is Jarrin Jackson. The election is on August 23rd. That's the runoff. You can find more information about me right here at jacksonoklahoma.com. You can donate at /donate. I ask that you can consider doing that. And then if you want to message me, talk to me. If you don't want to talk online, don't want people to know who you are, whatever, 918-845-9555. It's that number right there, 918-845-9555. God bless you. Have a good weekend. I'm Jarrin Jackson. I do love America. Have a good day. God bless you.